Hello everyone, this is Kweku from Next Gen Windows, and today I'm going to talk about Windows Phone 8.1. It was recently announced this morning during Microsoft's Build conference. It's one of the first things that they talked about, and first thing you can notice here, what they introduced on Windows Phone 8.1 is custom lock screens. So if you notice right here in this image to the left, you can see that the lock screen isn't laid out like you would typically see on a Windows Phone device. It's laid out kind of, diagonal and things like that. And that's one of those third-party lock screens that they talked about. As you can see, you can unlock these third-party lock screens in various ways that the developer allows it to be unlocked. I think this one is created by Rudy Hyun, and he's one of the people that created, he actually is the person that created SixTag, the famous Instagram application that is on Windows Phone 8. And another thing that they announced, let's scroll down a little bit. Another thing that they announced is the Action Sensor. So Action Sensor is essentially the notification sensor, the new notification sensor on Windows Phone. So at first Microsoft was talking about, years ago for Windows Phone that, oh, we don't need a notification sensor, we have live tiles. Now they have a notification sensor and live tiles. So all you have to do is swipe from the top down and then you get this notification sensor here. And as you can see here, you have quick toggle settings here, so you can toggle your Bluetooth, airplane mode, internet sharing. You can just go to settings, and you can also toggle your Wi-Fi, so that's a cool thing. My one wish is if they would add a fifth option, or maybe in all settings you can add more options in the quick toggles, so maybe like turning cellular data on and off. That way, say you have a Wi-Fi connection and you don't feel like leaving cellular data on for curious reasons, I don't know. Like I do, and you want to turn it off, so maybe you'd be able to just tap that and turn it off like I normally do. But aside from that, this is their Action Sensor, so you get all your notifications from various places that you decide to choose to show up in there, so you have options for it. So that's a pretty cool feature like that. Next thing they talked about was Cortana, and Cortana essentially is the voice assistant for Windows Phone 8.1. It's being introduced in 8.1 in beta form because they say they want to just keep compiling data about people who use it that way. Not about people who use it, that sounds creepy, but about the users of Windows Phone and Cortana. That way they can make it better, and over the years they will, or maybe over the months, they will fully release it, or it might stay in beta forever, who knows. But this is Cortana, and this is just what it looks like when you open it up. So here is Cortana when it's on your phone. As you can see, it's signified by this little glowing orb here. So it says, what can I do? What's on your mind? And you can ask it various things. It can even sing to you. I don't know whether that was programmed in just for the Keynote, but apparently it can sing to you, and that's a pretty cool feature. This is what it looks like. So if we move on right here, you can see the interests, so Cortana interests. And what that is essentially your interest in what Cortana should dig into when you open up the application. These interests will be showed when you swipe down rather. So you'll see it further down on the list here. So you can see daily glance, which basically she'll take a look at your calendar. She'll take a look at traffic. She'll take a look at stocks if you're interested in stocks and you set it for that. So you can see the stocks and traffic and news for various things if you decide to choose for it. And I'm sure there's far more things even for that they haven't shown. But when you do get your hands on it, you can see more of that. And when I get my hands on this whole update, I will definitely do a video doing the in-depth thing on Cortana, maybe a video alone for her. So another thing here is what you can see when I said you can swipe down and you can be able to see, or swipe up rather when you're scrolling, so you can see your news and various things like that Cortana can keep track for you. So one of them is he's interested in Windows Phone, so she kept track of Windows Phone news. So you can see here Microsoft announces Windows Phone 8.1. She kept track of that, so that's a cool thing that you can add. Another thing that you can add is events. Clearly, she can do events for you. You can say set a dental appointment for August 1st at 10 a.m. and she'll set it, and she did it. And there you go. You can say add, or you can just say yep or add or whatever, or just tap it. All of those will work, and it'll add it to your calendar. If something is overlapping that event, she'll let you know, and she'll tell you, do you want to reschedule it, or something on the lines of that. So that's a pretty cool feature like that. It's basically a straightforward voice assistant, or just an assistant in general, like you would have like an assistant for yourself at work. So that's a cool thing. Another thing she can do is tell you miscellaneous information. So if you wanted to know how many calories are in a banana, I'm not sure how she knows what size banana or anything like that, but just your average banana, you can ask her that and she can tell you. For instance, this one is 105 calories in a banana. She can tell you fat, carbs, proteins, and other information about bananas. So that's a cool thing. And apparently they pull all this information from Bing Food and Health app. So that's a cool thing. So they keep track of everything like that. That way everything is pretty accurate. Another thing that you notice here is you have local search now on Windows Phone 8.1. Local search is essentially allows you to search things inside your phone instead of just the web. So if you want to search for a specific contact, you can search for, say, Terry Myerson if that was in your contacts list, and you can search information about him on your phone. So that's a cool thing. Another thing you'll notice is a revamped store. I think I covered this in a past video. I might have not. That's probably a video I didn't decide to upload because it was really bad. But you have a revamped store that you can see looks totally different from what you notice currently. They say that, say, down here in featured, there's enough space here for a wide size live tile, which takes up 2 of these squares. So if there's a really big release, they can, show it in a bigger style than these single small releases. So that's a cool thing that you can do, and you can do various things in the store. Obviously, download the new lock screens and things like that. So expect that in the Windows Phone 8.1 update. Another thing that you can take a look at is the new calendar. Now, this is just one of the views of the new calendar. The rest of the views are pretty straightforward. They're not much different. This is the most striking screens that you could see on the new calendar application. So you can just take a quick glance at that. There's not much different, in feature-wise on the new calendar, but it does obviously all tie into Cortana, so that's a cool thing that you can see over there. Another thing, a new app that they featured. Sorry about that. The new app that they featured is Wi-Fi Sense. So Wi-Fi Sense is essentially lets you keep track of your Wi-Fi and manage Wi-Fi better and get the most use out of Wi-Fi. So you can tell it to automatically sign into free open Wi-Fi networks when you have the good amount of signal strength around it. That way, you're always on Wi-Fi when you have the chance to get on it, even if you're not paying attention to your Wi-Fi signal. So that's another interesting feature that they add, and I will also make a video on all of these features when I get my hands on it in the coming weeks. Another thing that you notice here is the new calling screen featuring Cortana here. So I'm not sure if I told you guys about, you can tell Cortana to say when I'm speaking to someone, remind me to talk about this subject. So when you tell it to do that on just her regular view, and you have a call with that person, she will in fact remind you right here, and you can see that she'll tell you to, say, ask her about her new puppy. And there you go, and she tells you about it, and then that way you remember to talk about it during that conversation. So that's a cool thing that you can add. Also, there's a screen after that you can see that she said you can actually skip straight to Skype on that call. So you could view her Skype information right here. There'll be another square or another row here, but clearly right now this is just a basic screen. I guess when you hit answer, then you'll have that choice to just switch to Skype instantly. So that's a cool feature for that. Another thing that they added was a new swipe keyboard. Swipe is a brand, clearly, but I just like to call it that. This is a new swipe format keyboard for, I guess they call it their word flow keyboard on Windows Phone. So you can essentially swipe across letters to type out words instead of having to type and peck individual letters. So that's something that if you're used to Android, you'll be very used to it and familiar with it on Windows Phone 8.1. And lastly, in the news for Windows Phone 8.1, it will be releasing in the coming months, and it'll also be pre-installed on new devices in the coming months. So expect about a summer release for Windows Phone 8.1. And if you are a developer and you have a developer phone, you can expect that. You can expect the update in Windows Phone 8.1 in the coming weeks rather than months, like I am. So expect that. And yeah, that was about it for Windows Phone 8.1 news. The end thing of that is that they did tie in the Windows Store apps, which is on your desktop, and the Windows Phone apps, and the Xbox apps all together, in a future update that'll be coming up. So basically, you'll have universal apps across all 3 platforms, which is an awesome feature that I hope to cover in the near future. So this has been Kweku from Next Gen Windows, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.